Dawn rises over a savanna bleached to ash. The ground is cracked into pale seams. There is no mist. Only heat shimmer trembling above burned grass. In the lowland, a final ribbon of water catches the light. A small waterhole, but large enough to cost a life. Zebras and wildebeest hold back at a distance. They are not staring at the water. They are watching the shade along the bank. From the left, two young male lions appear. Their names are Quito and Baraka. They move as a new coalition, still short on scars. But in the dry season, youth is not protection. It is a challenge. Behind them, Amara steps forward. A pregnant lioness, heavy-bodied, breathing deep. She stops before the water's edge. She does not drink right away. She listens. Because here, even a small sound can pull danger closer. Across the water, laughter breaks like stones clicking together. Hyenas gather at the margin. This is the Duma clan. They do not rush. They simply take space like an army that expects to win. Amara angles her head toward Quito and Baraka. In her eyes is a question that needs no words. If these males want to be called kings, they must pay today. Not with a roar, but by holding this shoreline against numbers. The wind shifts. Hyena scent rolls across the water. The prey step back in unison. Quito moves forward, half a body length. Baraka mirrors him, shoulders tight. The hyenas spread into a loose arc. The distance closes by meters. In the dry season, every boundary is drawn with teeth. And water has never been more expensive. The rains arrived and then vanished like a broken promise. Green fades from the grass in a matter of weeks. Stream beds empty out, leaving stone and cracked mud. Water is no longer background. It becomes the center of every decision. Across the plains, herbivores begin to change their rhythm. Impala pull closer to scattered shade. Wildebeest stretch into long lines, following the last traces of damp air. Elephants dig into dry channels, searching for moisture below. And every movement leaves a map that predators can read. But few animals use the dry season as effectively as hyenas. The Duma clan travels like a unit. They do not need to be the fastest. They only need to arrive on time, in numbers. They can endure hunger longer than many rivals. And when an animal collapses from exhaustion, they appear as if they were waiting all along. A waterhole becomes something like a checkpoint. Arrive first, and you stand higher in the hierarchy. Arrive late, and you negotiate for space. And negotiation in the dry season is rarely breed. For lions, the equation is different. They are powerful, but they cannot be everywhere. They must rest to protect energy. And when lions rest, hyenas keep moving. Pressure builds through simple presence. A quiet approach. A shift closer. A test of how much distance will be tolerated. On the edges of this system, solitary predators survive on secrecy. But if the drag is slow, hyenas can smell it. If the meal is exposed, vultures can advertise it from above. In the dry season, food is never private for long. And some hunters live by speed and discipline. African wild dogs move with tight coordination. They run in relays, cut angles, and drive prey into fatigue. But success is not just the kill. It only matters if food can be carried back to the pups. Small bodies growing too fast in a season that offers too little. Need is constant, even when the landscape is silent. In this world, everything is pulled toward the same line. The line of water. The line of tracks. The line of opportunity. And when so many lives converge on a single point, conflict is no longer a surprise. It is inevitable. The Duma clan is not just large. It is organized. And that order is enforced with teeth. Among the hyenas clustered near the water, one animal is noticeably smaller. His name is Sefu. A lean frame, narrow shoulders, always half a step behind. In the wet season, that simply means less food. In the dry season, it can mean the end. Sefu doesn't choose his position. He is pushed to the edge, where dust is thickest, where the scent of meat arrives last. When the clan reaches a fresh carcass, it turns into a rush. The strongest press forward. The weakest are shoved aside. Sefu tries to slip through a gap. A warning bite snaps near his ear. A growl freezes him in place. And for a moment, all he can do is swallow. But Sefu learns quickly. He learns to read where the dominant heads are turned. He learns to wait for the instant attention shifts. He learns to snatch a small piece and retreat before the next strike lands. In the Duma clan, courage is not always charging in. Sometimes it is knowing exactly when to disappear. Later, the clan travels farther in the heat. Waterholes are quieter, but opportunity still rides the wind. A weakened antelope falls behind. A young warthog strays too far from cover. In the dry season, small mistakes end loudly. The Duma clan moves as a wall. Not like a cheetah, not like wild dogs, but like pressure advancing. Seifu runs behind them, forcing his legs to keep pace. He slips once in loose sand, then regains his footing. He cannot afford to fall. Here, falling can mean being left behind. When the clan stops to feed again, Seifu still waits at the margin. But this time, he does not back away as far. He steps forward once, then again. A larger hyena turns to look at him. Seifu does not bolt. He holds the gaze for a single second. Then lowers his head, grabs a small piece, and retreats at the right moment. In this army, Seifu is not respected yet. But he is no longer invisible. At the edge of the savannah, where grass gives way to scattered trees, shade becomes a resource of its own. And in the dry season, secrecy is one of the last advantages left. She is not large, but she is efficient. She targets prey she can move quickly. And she eats in silence, under broken light, where branches fracture the sun. For weeks, her method works. She keeps her meals away from circling vultures. She minimizes scent. She leaves before anyone understands what happened. But as water disappears, the whole ecosystem compresses. Herbivores press closer to shade. Predators press closer to fatigue and weakness. And when the world narrows, secrecy becomes harder to keep. One morning, Nalia finds fresh tracks in the sand. Larger, deeper, and straight, as if the animal who made them had no fear of being discovered. Nalia pauses in the shade and watches. Ears pivot. Nose tests the air. Eyes scan the gaps between trunks. Then movement appears at the edge of the sun. A steady shape crossing the yellow grass. A new female cheetah has arrived. Her name is Sarah. She is heavier than Nalia, built thick through the shoulders. Old scars mark her face like punctuation from past disputes. And she carries the calm confidence of an animal that has survived seasons like this before. Sarah does not need to chase. She only needs to be present. She marks a low tree. and her scent spreads through the hot air. Not a warning. A sign. Nalia changes routes. She hunts farther out, avoids the obvious paths. But each return brings the same message. Sarah's scent is stronger. On trees, on shrubs, on the high points that overlook where prey moves. By afternoon, Nalia brings down a small kill near the grass line. She drags it quickly, trying to slip out of open ground. But the dry air carries sound easily. And Sarah appears ahead. The distance closes in harsh daylight. There is no dramatic leap. Just posture. Low head. Raised shoulders. Eyes fixed on the meat. For a moment, Nalia could choose to fight. But she is not living only for herself. Somewhere hidden in dense cover, 2 cubs are waiting for her return. And the dry season does not forgive injury. A torn muscle. A cracked claw. A limp that slows a hunt. Any one of these can turn tomorrow into a dead end. Nalia holds Sarah's gaze once more. Then she backs away. Not because she is weaker. Because she is protecting something larger than this kill. She turns and slides into deeper shade beneath the trees. The forest is still here, but now it carries Sarah's scent.